Today we're going to create a fall bouquet in a mason jar. We're going to use salal tips, sunflowers, 3 carnations, 2 stems of button mums, 2 stems of daisy mums, solidago, and some cattails. We're using a wire mesh as a grid for this arrangement. We've cut it to size and inserted it right underneath the ring. We're going to use our salal tips to green the arrangement. We want to cut the salal tips about 1.5 times the height of the container and start greening that all the way around the back of the mason jar. As you're inserting the salal tips, you want to make sure that you remove the leaves at the base so that the stems can go all the way down to the bottom of the vase. The focal flowers in this arrangement are going to be the sunflowers. We're going to do a shadowing effect with these sunflowers with one that's going to be shorter and towards the middle of the vase, right at the center. You want that up close to the lid or the ring of the mason jar. Then you're going to put the second one about 1 head taller than the first sunflower and right behind it, so that that smaller sunflower is shadowed by the taller one. Next, we're going to frame those sunflowers with our 3 red carnations. We're going to start by measuring the carnation about just a little taller than that first sunflower, the tallest sunflower. And we're going to insert that just to one side of the sunflower, just right above it. The second one, we're going to stair step down, and it should be the height between the first and second sunflower. We'll put that on the opposite side. And then our final carnation is going to go low and near the ring of the container next to our lowest sunflower. We have a framing effect of those 3 carnations that are highlighting our focal point of the sunflowers. Next, we're going to add our mass flower, the daisy or rust-colored daisy mum. For this, you want to make sure that you strip off all the leaves. Like with all of the other flowers, you don't want any leaves that are going to be down inside the water. And you're going to measure that first stem about the height of your tallest sunflower, and it's going to go on the side where you only have 1 carnation. The second stem of daisy mums, you want to cut just slightly shorter, about the equal height of that second carnation, and it's going to go on the opposite side. Now we're going to insert our filler flower or the button mums. We're going to do this in a way that's highlighting the color from the sunflowers. It's going to draw your eye from the top of the arrangement all the way down to the base. So we'll start by inserting 1 stem slightly taller than your first sunflower, so it sticks right up there in the center of the arrangement. The second stem you're going to cut slightly shorter. You want to make sure you trim off any stems that might block or go into the water. Don't want to have any flower buds down there or any leaves. You're going to insert that on the one side of the arrangement, and then do the same thing for your third stem of button mums and insert that onto the opposite side. So you have your focal point getting emphasized by the yellow in the button mums as well. Next, we're going to take our solidago and we're going to divide that into smaller pieces that you're going to kind of frame the outside of this arrangement and then fill in empty spaces. Make sure that you're going to strip the stems so that no leaves are down there. And start inserting towards the back of the arrangement, just about slightly taller than the button mums. You're going to do like a fan effect from the top all the way down both sides of the arrangement. Now in this arrangement, I've noticed that the front sunflower is kind of flimsy and likes to move around some. You can use a stem of a different flower or some solidago to kind of put that in the same space or the same hole in the mesh wiring to kind of keep it where it needs to stay, and so it's not going to flop around at all. The last step is we're going to insert 3 cattails just because it's fall and something fun. So we'll measure our tallest cattail right into the center there. It's going to stick above the solidago about an inch or so, and then insert our second and third on both sides, mimicking that fan shape that we see in the solidago. Finishing touches, make sure that you can add anything that you need to. Spin your arrangement around. I see a little bit of openings where I can see the wire mesh, so I'm going to insert a few more stems of the salal tips just to cover that up, make it look a little more full from behind. Then look to see if you might need to add any more filler flower. I'm just going to insert a couple more stems of the salal to mimic that fan shape. Lastly, you're going to spray it with Crowning Glory and the leaves with a little bit of leaf shine. At this point, I noticed there's just a small area that I can see like the stems right out in front, so I'm just going to insert one more little piece of salal to kind of highlight that front area and cover any of the mechanics. Hope you enjoyed this video. When you're all done, make sure that you put your card and cardette into the arrangement and it's ready for delivery.